Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Millions of people have lost weight with personalized plans from Noom. Like Evan, who can't stand salads and still lost 50 pounds.
Salads generally for most people are the easy button, right? For me, that wasn't an option. I never really was a salad guy. That's just not who I am. But Noom worked for me.
Get your personalized plan today at Noom.com. Real Noom user compensated to provide their story. In 4 weeks, the typical Noom user can expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. Individual results may vary.
I'm Sandra, and I'm just the professional your small business was looking for. But you didn't hire me because you didn't use LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role, like me.
In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you'll miss out on great candidates like Sandra. Start hiring professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/spoken today.
Hello, and welcome to Voices from the Battlefield, part of Waterloo Remembered. The next reading comes from historian Haye Stewart and is the recollections of Major Bering of the King's German Legion.
Hello, my name is Haye Stewart, and I am a doctoral candidate at the University of North Texas. Today, I am reading a few excerpts from Major George Bering, commander of the 2nd Light Battalion's account of the King's German Legion at La Haye Sainte. These excerpts, like many, reveal the human experience and demonstrated the formidable challenge these men faced, their bravery, and the great loss of life. The contest in the farm had continued with undiminished violence, but nothing could shake the courage of our men, who, following the example of their officers laughing, defied danger. Nothing could inspire more courage or confidence in such conduct. These are the moments when we learn how to feel what one soldier is to another, what the word comrade really means, feelings which must penetrate the coarsest mind, but which he only can fully understand who has been witness to such moments. Our first care was to make good the injury which had been sustained. My greatest anxiety was respecting the ammunition, which I found, in consequence of the continued fire, had been reduced more than one half. I immediately sent an officer back with this account and requested ammunition which was promised. About an hour had thus passed when I discovered the enemy's columns again advancing on the farm. I sent another officer back to the position with this intelligence and repeated the request for ammunition. Our small position was soon again attacked with the same fury and defended with the same courage as before. Captain von Wurm was sent to my assistance with the skirmishers of the 5th Line Battalion, and I placed them in the court. But welcome as this reinforcement was, it could not compensate for the want of ammunition. I sent off an officer with the same request. This was as fruitless as the other 2 applications. However, 200 Nassau troops were sent me. The principal contest was now carried on at the open entrance to the barn. At length, the enemy, not being able to succeed by open force, resorted to the expedient of setting the place on fire, and soon a thick smoke was seen rising from the barn. Our alarm was now extreme, for although there was water in the court, all means of drawing it and carrying it were wanting, every vessel having been broken up. Luckily, the Nassau troops carried large filled cooking kettles. I tore a kettle from the back of one of the men. Several officers followed my example, and filling the kettles with water, they carried them, facing almost certain death, to the fire. The men did the same, and soon not one of the Nassauers was left with his kettle, and the fire was thus luckily extinguished, but alas, with the blood of many a brave man. Many of the men, although covered with wounds, could not be brought to retire. So long as our officers fight and we can stand, was their constant reply, we will not stir from the spot. It would be injustice to a skirmisher named Frederick Lindau if I did not mention him. Bleeding from 2 wounds in the head and carrying in his pocket a considerable bag of gold he had taken from an enemy officer, he stood at the small back barn door, and from thence defended the main entrance in his front. I told him to go back, as the cloth about his head was not sufficient to stop the strong flow of blood. He, however, as regardless of his wounds as of his gold, answered, "He would be a scoundrel that deserted you, so long as his head is on his shoulders." This brave fellow was afterwards taken and lost his treasure. The division, which had suffered dreadfully, remained during the night on the field. Out of nearly 400 men with which I commenced the battle, only 42 remained effective. Whoever I asked after, the answer was killed, wounded. I freely confess that tears came involuntarily into my eyes at this sad intelligence and the many bitter feelings that seized upon me. I was awakened from these gloomy thoughts by my friend Major Shaw, Assistant Quartermaster General in our division. I felt myself exhausted to the greatest degree, and my leg was very painful. I lay down to sleep with my friend upon some straw which the men had collected together for us. On waking, we found ourselves between a dead man and a dead horse. But I will pass over the silence the scene which the field of battle, with all its misery and grief, now presented. We buried our dead friends and comrades, amongst the rest Colonel von Amtida, the commander of the brigade, and many brave men. After some food was cooked and the men had, in some measure, refreshed themselves, we broke up from the field to follow the enemy.
That was historian Haye Stewart reading the recollections of Major Bering of the King's German Legion, and you can follow Haye on Twitter at Haye A. Stewart. Stay tuned to the Napoleon Assist, where more instalments of the Voices from the Battlefield series will be released throughout the day.
Even on a budget, quality is non-negotiable. That's why Quince is the place to score high-end essentials at 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Get your hands on buttery soft cashmere sweaters from just $60, Italian leather jackets, and so much more. And the best part about Quince, they exclusively partner with factories committed to safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing. Elevate your style without the elevated price tag with Quince. Go to quince.com/upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns.